Hey guys, Harp here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Crossing in the Woods. Playing for Jay Spawning in the south, we have CaptainSPrice playing his US forces, and his loadout is Infantry Company, Heavy Cav, and Airborne. Teaming up with him, this is Stuve, also playing his US forces and straight away locking in Heavy Cav. Facing off against him in the north, playing as COH2, we have ProxyFox playing as COH2, and his loadout is Breakthrough. Luftwaffe ground forces and Grand Offensive. Teaming up with him is Pixy, who has Overwatch, Breakthrough, and Special Operations. In terms of rankings, Stuve and Price around rank 30, and ProxyFox and Pixy rank 8. Axis arranged team, so pretty high level matchup here. So no combat so far. A minute and a half into the game. Pretty rare sight. Both teams just camping up their sides of the map. Getting some... Oh boy. That's the tightrope special right there. If I don't do this once a stream, I'll be too lucky. Well, caught out there. Wired himself in, unfortunately. Now getting focused down by 3 rear echelon, 4 coming to match up here. Trying to chop himself out of the wire. You're very vulnerable while doing this. Wire goes down, but squad does not make it out. Now rear echelon going to work. And Fox Grenadiers are over here. Being outnumbered, outmuscled. Rifleman holding the line here against these Stern Pioneers. Ooh, slightly late retreat, but doesn't try to focus them down and get the wipe on retreat. Just try to focus on the squads shooting back at him. And ultimately the rear echelon overwhelming here. See, getting forced off this flank, so perhaps double fuel control here for the Allies early on, all thanks to that wire off. But no mercy as well, doesn't let him out. And I feel like those wire off scenarios have happened a little bit more since ghosting changes. Because your squads, you know, when they put down the wire initially, don't get pushed out. Like you're more likely to get wired in these days, so pay attention to that, guys. I'm gonna hold the line over here. Senior grenade in. Squad's onto the other side of the cover. But still ends up retreating. I think he probably could have held the line there, especially if the model drop was favourable and he didn't lose another model. Playing it safe. Oh. Cool. Does end up getting away. Close call though. And it looks like... oh. Got a fighting position with the 50 cal covering this fuel. So Axis getting off to a tough start here. Really struggling early on. Not dodging out of the flames here though, taking a lot of damage. Has to retrieve both those squads, finally opening up capture over here. I see an M20, double M20 coming in from Stuve and one coming in from Price as well. Got a battle group going up for Pixy, mechanized for ProxyFox, but look at the fuel, still ages away from a light vehicle. These M20s could get a lot of damage done in the meantime. So the lieutenant not going to try charge into the squad behind the heavy cover, going to go for the cutoff instead. Interesting play from Price. Here comes the M20. This one's got the... Oh, Faust connects and that... doesn't have the skirts on yet, so it takes so much damage. Super low in health now. Lieutenant getting overwhelmed here, but did get them neutralized. It's struggling for territory now. Pixie has floated a bit of manpower. So I wonder if we're going to see anything else from him. What unit he's going to make next. Yeah, I was just double checking that I hadn't missed him losing a squad there, but no, not the case. Just flat out only built 3 Folks and lost the Stuve so far. ProxyFox calling down some Fallschirmjäger. 20 doing some damage long range here. And 20 has 40 range on its machine gun, so the squad's unable to return fire from that range. So 20 taking a bit of damage here. No skirts on that still for either of these M20s. And he's going for another one. Just full M20 spam for Stuve. M20 for Price, so does have the skirts. He's going for another M20. So the ally is just trying to go really hard on the light vehicles right now, close out the game. Right here, right now. Got a flak half track coming in for Pixy. ProxyFox still a decent chunk of fuel away from a light vehicle himself. Here comes the flak half track. It's a little bit of damage in. Push the M20 back a bit. Flak half track going forwards again. 2 M20s here now. Decals do have like okay penetration on them, but not incredible. Didn't do very much damage after a few bursts. Oh, it's fast connecting, and look how much damage it does without the skirts. Could actually go down potentially to the Fallschirmjäger. Focusing it. It's getting low, but nothing to really follow up, and center is wide off. Kubel comes in for the kill, but yeah, the penetration on these M20s, that's enough to do damage to the lightly armored Kubel. Just ripped through it. Kubel down. And now we have a Rakitten coming up for ProxyFox. And squad of Stern Pioneers, so you can repair back this flak half track if it ends up taking damage. But that's the third M20 for Price as well, so just both of these US Forces players going for triple M20s. They got to make the most of this period now. Here we go. M20s coming in. Oh, except this one's not fully upgraded. I mean, fully repaired rather. Should be able to take down the flak half track with 3 of them, I would say. Looks like a full assault coming in. Stuve bringing his rifleman around, trying to potentially go for a snare. Not bringing all the M20s around. Going for a full encirclement. Faust connecting with one. Rakitten still on the other side of the map. Flak half track trying to hold the line. Pops the smoke. Now backing out of the smoke. Another Faust connecting with that, but too low. Oh, and they're jumping out, going for some bazookas. 1-2 connect. And the AT grenade seals the deal. Flak half track goes down there. Tried to call in smoke to cover the retreat, but ultimately not enough. The flak half track going down. And yeah, that's it can happen if you're up against this many light vehicles. Don't get a Rakitten of your own. Even if you did get a Rakitten, probably wouldn't have mattered. Probably still would have lost the flak half track. Might have taken down 1 or 2 M20s in the process though, so probably would have been worth it. But oh boy. Oh, but here's a Puma, and this should be a great counter to the M20 spam. Operate from a safe range with it. Deal really good damage. There we go. Opens up, and this one doesn't have the skirt. It's going to go down 2 shots. Pops the smoke. Second one getting low. He gets out of range. Without the skirts, these are very, very vulnerable here. Puma coming forwards. Oh, we got a couple more M20s around here. They do all have the bazookas though, so Puma's going to have to be careful about closing the distance. Going for some long-range shots. Missing the first one. Make sure he doesn't take an AT grenade. Oh, maybe he's going for the fighting position, but missing a lot of shots on it. And here comes a whole bunch of riflemen. Oh, M20's coming through the middle, flanking around on the Puma. Big maneuver from the Allies coming in from so many angles here. Axis in full retreat. One M20 goes down, Puma backing away. The squad jumps out with the bazooka, connects with the Puma. But they're going to take down the Raketin. And we're still chipping in with the damage, but the bazooka's connecting again. He really wants to kill this one before he backs away. There we go, gets the kill. Bazooka's out of range here, Puma getting away. But, you know, they did get the Raketin. So ultimately, not too bad of a trade for the Allies, and you know they did jump out of those M20s, so now they've got the bazookas running around. Should be able to fight off the Puma a little bit more effectively. Going for a machine gun now, that should help stop this kind of overwhelming pushes that we just saw there, at least until some smoke comes down potentially. And oh, I wonder how many bazookas those rangers have got. They can be deadly against vehicles, the elite bazookas. Yep. Making no headway on that flank. The Axis going to try branch out on this side once more. Maybe try get a more tightly arranged formation. That way, you know, M20s can't quite run through their lines as effectively when two Axis players are split up. But look at this. 6 M20s coming in for Price. He's going for a 7th now. And there we go, Raketin connects with one of them. They're coming forwards here, but the bazookas are right there. He has to back away and find position, getting some suppression in. 20's switching sides now. This is where the rear echelon will start to drop off a bit. Now weapon upgrades themselves. Okay, M20's going in for the Puma. Nope, gonna focus down the machine gun now. That's a lot of firepower. Raketin somehow doesn't get the kill on that. It's gonna get the kill on that one. One coming out, looking for some more revenge. Oh! I think a second M20 does end up going down, maybe to a Faust. But now they're going for the Fallschirmjäger. Fallschirmjäger down. Puma, second Puma coming out for Proxy. That's probably a good idea. He's going to jump out with the vehicle crew here. There's not going to be enough damage. Here comes another M20. Oh. He's missing a couple crucial shots here on these M20s. And the bazookas coming out, forcing them back, but Pumas do have great sight, and there we go, gets the kill on one of them. Stuve having to smoke out of there. Raketin in the building, but needs to focus fire it because he doesn't have prioritized vehicles when you're inside the building. Ooh, Puma could be in trouble here. Bazooka's there, so is a squad with an AT grenade potentially. Activating that now. I don't think it's going to be quite enough damage, however, and 2 squads are going to go down. Trying to go for the steal on the MG34 now, but that's also not going to happen. And the Axis hang in there despite enormous pressure from the Allies. Now we've got a Schwer going up, going to cover a decent chunk of territory, maybe stop like a really deep M20 dive. So Price has... Okay, Price still has a lot of M20s, though Stuve has lost most of his, I think. Has he only got one left? Yeah, looks like it. So Stuve lost most of his, but Price still has pretty handy fleet. Pixy has a lot of manpower spare here. As we don't see just more of any type of units from him. Throw some fuel onto the fire. Second Raketen potentially. M20's coming, looking for the wipe on these squads on retreat. Don't think they've got the firepower for it though. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I don't think so. The Stuve there as well. Not going to chase much further. And the Axis are holding on to the VPs despite all this pressure. Not too far behind, only around 50 victory points behind. These fighting positions causing the Axis some headaches though. They really want to kill them, but the bazookas there defending. 3 bazookas on that squad, so he has to be careful. Could go down very quickly. And here comes the M20s looking for a flank on the stern. Pioneer squad. Could even get the wipe here, potentially. Now a couple of them getting out of range. Here comes the Raketen. Finally has a second one hitting the field now as well. Pixy spending a bit of that float. Oh, Puma in trouble. Bazooka's connecting. And here comes a Pershing from Stuve. Puma's all going to have their work cut out for them. This Vet 1 though can use the aim shot. Might be able to save the day. No, he going for the infantry and gets a big wipe. So the Allied players converting this super strong fuel control into some super fast Pumas. I mean Pershings. I'd say it's a pretty smart idea because Puma doesn't really have enough penetration to reliably penetrate Pershings, whereas they are pretty good against Sherman still. So Allies kind of bypassing that whole step. Price preserving his M20s very, very well so far this game. Causing so many retreats. Now the Allies setting up the triple caps. Starting to drain out the Axis. Still a bit of float from a lot of players this game, especially Price, who has lost like 2 of his rear echelons so far this game, but to his credit, he's kept these M20s alive. That's very impressive. And now he's calling in the Pershing. Still has around 500 manpower to spare though. M20's coming out to the far flank. To double Pumas around the middle area. Who have a Raketen on the far left as well. Here come the Pumas going for the M20s. Price smoking. Looking for the escape. Attack ground missing. Mission coming through the center. Does big damage to the Fallschirmjäger there.
A capture point is under attack.
Looks like they're going to get away, but maybe not these M20s. Smoke, attack grounds. A lot of shots connecting, but no kills quite yet for the Pumas. And I'm very impressed so far with the control from Price, keeping these M20s alive. But here comes the Puma. They're going in deep. One of them goes down. The other ones are going to retreat a little bit further away. And the 2 Pershings are a little bit wounded in the middle. Don't come and join the fight. Looks like they're going to get repaired up. A lot of squads here available for repairs. That's one of the benefits of saving those vehicle crews. Going for the Pershing, which can't help out.
M20. The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Oh, Puma's come forward to trade with the Pershings, but that's a scary sight. Popping the smoke, could use the piercing shot. Wasn't attack ground, I think. Pixy making use of the artillery flares here. 20 coming forward, but it's going to take a Faust. And there it goes. Price's micro starting to wear out potentially. This is another one. He's going for more. He's just to hell with infantry. He's just spamming the M20s. That's his substitute for infantry.
Utility car taking the
There
field.
were kittens in the middle though. And some good damage to the Pershing. Gets out of there alive, but will require repairs. Pershing going chasing for the Puma. Squad coming out for a Faust though. Nope. Just retreats. Doesn't want to get it wiped. Both players disengaging. M20's coming forwards, but don't get anything done. But now the Axis with the triple cap. All of a sudden they're fighting back. Double Raketans forcing away the Pershing. Ooh, big shot from the Pershing long range. Squad gets away, however. Pershing coming through the middle now. Puma's there, so the double Raketans. Might have overextended. He's continuing on forwards, but he's still stuck right in front of the double Raketans. Luckily, it's bouncing enough shots so that it's going to get away. One more shot and it would have gone down there if it didn't bounce. Potentially could have died. A little bit clumsy from Stuve. We're coming to the other side. M20's retreating. These Raketans are ending up quickly. Look at this fleet from Price. You don't see this every day. Yeah, another Raketan coming in for Pixy. I think that's probably a good idea. Maybe Proxy should get one as well. But you know, they're hanging in there in terms of VPs. Suffering too grave of a loss. Oh, Puma coming back in. Gets the kill on the M20 smoke. And no attack ground from the Raketan. So gets another M20 kill there. Yeah, but Stuve, similar to Price, still going to pump out more and more of them. Yeah, double Raketans, this M20 smoking. Oh man, and now the Pershing could be in trouble. With engine damage in front of the double Raketans. There's one more shot to go down. Looks like he's trying to smoke them off potentially, but no. Oh, and an M20 going down as well. Raketans in a little bit of trouble, but looks like they're going to make it out alive. Price bringing over his M20s to try and get a wipe on them. Doesn't quite get the job done. Pershing coming through the middle as well. Doing some big damage, but most of the Axis units getting away alive at the very least. And we're missing a few shots. The Apta Vet 3 now though, pumping out those shots pretty quickly. There we go, another M20 going down. Another Raketan and another Puma. Getting the kill on the M20. These M20s are dropping like flies now all of a sudden. Axis finally getting enough anti-tank to fend them off. And, not sure, I guess there was another M20 going down, but the Pershing in trouble over here. Looks like the Puma's coming over looking for the kill. Oh, but they go down one of them to the bazookas. Second one getting caught on the wreck. Double M20s coming to repel the infantry, but they're in trouble now. Oh, Pershing still there. Still able to dish out some big damage. Ultimately does get away. Oshimiega's now upgraded with the full amount of FG-42s. Should be spitting out some huge damage. Ooh. M20's trying to hold the line here, but ultimately this Axis infantry is starting to overwhelm Stuve. Here comes the Puma. The kitten is there. Oh, this could be it. No, it gets out of range in time.
New unit ready and on the field.
Fresh Pershing in for Stuve. Now the Axis should have enough for some tanks. Yeah, we've got a Jagdpanzer coming in for Pixy. And a fresh Puma for Proxy. Bounces that shot. Pershing missing its shot though. One thing I'm surprised we haven't seen much from the Allies is the hard velocity armor piercing round. going for the killing blow on these Pumas. Ends out here with the flares, doing some long range damage to the Pershing. And the M20s, double Raketans backing it up. And Price's M20 fleet are in jeopardy now. Needs some infantry to force back the Raketans, but he just doesn't have it. Puma's going hunting for the fresh Pershing. This one's going to try to sacrifice itself, going in for the chase down. Smokes and gets away. Close call though. And it's starting to come unglued now for the Allies. I think, you know, if potentially they stopped investing in the M20s maybe about 6 M20s ago, we'd see a different story, but continue down that road. Now they're in a tough spot that the Axis finally have enough Raketans to counter them. But yeah, what I was going to say is I'm surprised we're not seeing more of these armor-piercing rounds, because the regular Pershing shell does 160 damage, and I believe that these do 240 damage. So between one shot from the Pershing and one of these, that's a dead Puma. And this shell has quite long range. It's a skill shot, but potentially if they'd utilised these, we could have seen some more dead Pumas. As long as the skill shot landed. Okay, Price gearing up for an almighty push. He's still, you know, he's not deterred. He's still building more M20s. Infantry coming across, looking for the bazookas on the Jagdpanzer, but the Pershing taking a lot of damage. In come the M20s, focusing on the Raketans. Bazookas forcing back the Jagdpanzer. One M20 goes down. Pershing coming back in. Raketan down. Bazooka's still trying to soften up the Jagdpanzer. M20's trying to soften up these Raketans. Another M20 goes down. Pershing getting low now, but the second Raketan goes down. Oh, the Pershing has to back away. Jagdpanzer is there, and Raketan's getting recruit. So I think he lost 2 or 3 M20s there for little results. M20's coming back in for some more carnage, but this one loses its gun. Got some combat over here as well. Pershing doing some decent damage. Another M20 goes down. And another one goes down. Is that all of Price's M20s? No, he's got one left. Oh, but that's a brand new one. Yeah, that was all of Price's M20s going down in a, I would say a blaze of glory, but it wasn't very glorious. You didn't get much done with them. Oh boy. What a match.
We've dropped to 200 points.
And now you hear the Allies dropping under 200 VPs. Pershing going on. Oh, gets a big shot. Still Pioneer's low. Oh, Pershing going to take engine damage here. Puma's on the chase down. Puma's bouncing. They do outrange the Pershing by 5 range, I believe. Ooh, one of them goes down though to the bazookas. Second one going to come in through the smoke. Some attack rounds missing. Jagdpanzer coming across the other side. They're going for the Pershing. Jagdpanzer misses its shot. Puma bouncing, and the bazooka's connecting in a big way. Puma very low, but he's coming back around for one more shot. Oh, and it's good. Knocks out the Pershing. M20 trying to come around to finish off the Puma, but gets knocked out itself. And there you go. Taking a look at army counts though, you can see the Allies not like completely in the dumpster. They do have their comparable army size, but they just lost a lot in those last 2 engagements on this flank and on this flank. Oh man. Ooh, big shot from the Pershing there. Kitten's forced away. Pershing coming back in for one more. It's at Vet 2 now. Down. There's one Raketan. Got a couple squads of Rangers now for Price. Gonna make up for his lack of anti-infantry. Let's Getting outgunned here. Long range. Rangers not performing too well. Now he mobilizes them. Pershing coming across to the other side now as well. Looks like Pixy going for the wipe on the Rangers. Second squad of Rangers force away the Stern Pioneers. Looks like Price looking for the wipe on them, but I think they'll get away. And here comes the Pershing. Rangers get away. So do the Stern Pioneers. It was close though. Maybe if the Pershing gets a big hit, he could get one of these squads. Grenade. Oh, well timed, but oh, it does grazing damage. And ooh, Pershing gets the wipe. And here comes a big old army from Stuve making its way out this side. Got a lot of bazookas, quite a lot of firepower in this. It's some good machine gun position to overcome, I would say. Infantry trying to take down the Fox here, and do. McKinnon gets forced away. These double Fallschirmjägers getting in close range, and that's a full retreat from Stuve without any way of dealing with the vetted up Fallschirmjäger. Can't really rely on just one squad of bar riflemen. So it's a bit of a problem on that flank. Looks like Price going to stick around to destroy the decrewed Raketens over here. But Axis in the driver's seat now with a decent chunk of map control and a good army composition. Did see the sphere going down for Proxy. No tank from him yet. Maybe he's going to go for a Panther. Comes the Pershing. The Raketen coming out this way. The Axis have lost a lot of their Raketens, it has to be said. Proxy was sticking around there to destroy that decrewed Raketen, which was maybe a mistake, should have crewed it. And Pixy himself, only with one at the moment after losing them to those M20s. Pershing just dishing out the damage, but Raketen forcing it away. It's at Vet 3 now. He's got that super fast reload. Oh, but here comes a potential flank. Puma coming in with some bazooka support. Oh, but the Rangers are doing some good damage. And the Raketen from the other side. Puma has to back away. Full retreat from ProxyFox. Fresh Pershing coming in for Stuve now. Interesting, we've got a infantry support gun now. Oh, is it already a bit too? I didn't even notice it. Pershing coming straight down the middle. And as I mentioned, the Axis don't quite have enough anti-tank. Pixy, though, just about has his Panther. Proxy actually went for a Panzer IV, which usually doesn't match up very well against the Pershing. I'm a little bit surprised about that. Ooh. Someone coming in from the rear. Oh boy, that could be a wipe. Oh, very close call. Here comes the Panther, but takes a whole bunch of bazooka and Pershing damage. The squad has 2 Shreks, I believe, somehow. There's some good damage to the Pershing in response. Panther comes forwards, but there are so many bazookas here, he's got to be careful. So many bouncing though, kind of a lucky break, I'd say. Oh, but the Puma coming in from the rear and all the infantry retreated for some reason. Might have been a misclick. And some daring Puma play paying off big. I'm going to stick around, try and get the kill on this Raketen. Price is, and Stuve quits. Price still sticking around, bring his Pershing over. Here comes the Panther. Puma coming in for the kill. Pershing has to be careful. Price throwing in the towel as well after his teammate left the game. And there we go. That's the match. Interesting strategy from Price and Stuve, and it was working like really well, but I think they just needed to turn the corner at some stage. Stop making the M20s, start making a few like machine guns or something. I think it would have been fine, but they just kept going on down the same trail and eventually got countered by the Axis. For the Axis, you know, they were a little bit slow to ramp up their Raketen production, I felt, this game. I can kind of understand it on the one hand because you think, oh yeah, once we take care of like an M20 or two, they won't keep going, and I don't want to be over-invested in Raketen, so they didn't want to get too many too soon. But as we saw there, as soon as they had like 3 Raketens between them, they really started to fight back effectively and turn the tide this match. And some very strong Puma play from ProxyFox this game, probably the highlight. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.